Hi everybody. I know it's been a long time since we've posted anything, but I thought we'd start doing a few more videos and um, I thought we'd give you a quick update as to what's been going on around here. We've been super busy in the last year. Um, we built well, it sort of looks like a garage, but it's become our sugar house. We've started a maple syrup operation. Um, and so we did all the construction on that, got a whole bunch of equipment, did all the setup, and we're just winding down the last bit of the maple season syrup for 2019. And I thought I'd just give you a quick tour of what we've been up to. So for this year, our operation has consisted of 400 buckets, similar to this one. There's some plastic ones and some metal ones. And we've just been manually visiting each one to do the collections, which is a huge amount of work. But basically what we've been doing is snowshoeing with a sled here that I have two 5-gallon pails on. We visit every bucket, emptying them into the 5-gallon pails, and from there bring them over to the portable tote in the trailer that we haul around using the tractor. And depending on how well the sap is flowing, we may be able to visit all the buckets all in one trip and bring the sap back and pump it up to our storage tanks. Sometimes, most often, it's 2 trips, and this last pickup was our biggest yet, and it wound up being 4 trips to get it all done. But it's a lot of slogging through through the snow, pushing some fairly heavy stuff. So we'll probably go to tubing and a vacuum system to try and automate some of this for next year. But come on in and take a look at our evaporator and our sugar house. So here's the new evaporator. It kind of looks like a shiny locomotive engine to me. It's a 3x12 wood-fired evaporator with a steam hood and some preheating pipes, and this is where all the maple sap gets boiled down. And basically it goes in at the back, cycles back and forth through this flue pan here, comes up into these finishing pans, first into this one and then into this one, and by the time it's done cooking in this pan, it comes out essentially as maple syrup, minus the filtering and pasteurization and bottling that we do separately. But yeah, we basically boil for many hours, feeding this all the wood that we prepped up last season, and we're getting right down to the dregs now. So yeah, wood cutting season's coming up imminently. So you can probably tell Ange and I are both fans of Firefly. So coming through here is our kitchen, and this stainless steel counter cabinet is where most of the action happens. So the 2 machines on the right and left are for doing maple butter and maple candies, which are some of my favorite things. And the one in the middle is our bottler. So basically the maple syrup, this thing will, after it's been filtered, this thing will bring it up to pasteurization temperature, and then it goes into bottles and gets sealed up. So a couple of fridges, freezers, stove, that kind of thing. This here is our filter press for filtering the maple syrup once it comes off the evaporator. And a little bit of storage back here, and some of what we've produced this year. And we have quite a few large pails that haven't been put into final bottles yet. We'll have to wait and see what types of bottles people want the most, and we'll package them based on demand, pretty much. And at the front of the sugar house, we just have a small office slash packaging room. So not as much shiny stuff going on in here. I'll show you the equipment room next. So this room hasn't been fully walled in yet, but it will probably over the summer will get insulated. And this is where some vacuum pumps, when we move to a vacuum system, will live, as well as probably down the road a reverse osmosis machine to help reduce the boiling time required for all the syrup. So it looks a bit rough now, but it will become a fully functional room soon enough. I'll show you our storage tanks next. So after we've collected the sap and brought it back to the sugar house, we pump it from that portable trailer up to these tanks. And the idea of these tanks is that they sit above the evaporator and gravity feed down into the evaporator. So we just used a bunch of red pine logs that we had cut already on our property anyway, and built the framework for it. And yeah, we're going to eventually, probably later this summer, put 2 more of those 1,000-liter tanks up there, so we'll have more storage. So if we're going to expand a bit for next season, we'll need a bit more head storage tanks. And to give you an idea of the change that we've gone through, this guy here was our evaporator for the last 2 seasons, basically just running 70 buckets. So yeah, it's quite a jump going from this little guy. He works quite nicely. I mean, we've been very happy with him, and sometimes we actually still do a finish boil on him. Jumping from him to that big shiny evaporator has been quite a step up. But there's a lot of work involved putting that evaporator together. But that may be something for another episode. Well, I guess that's the main tour. So thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you in some upcoming videos. Take care.